Hello, welcome to Kemmer Mine. We're a large open pit coal mine in southwestern Wyoming. We mine about 5 million tons of coal annually, and we've been working these coal seams since 1921. At Kemmer Mine, we move about 24 million yards of earth per year with a fleet of 22 haul trucks. Haul trucks are only part of the picture. All told, there are more than 60 machines moving in and around the mine, and we all share the same roads. I'm here to tell you about the rules of the road, rules to live by, and rules that will keep you alive. Today, we're going to look at the top 10 factors that affect safety and pit driving. Number 1, pit boundaries. Number 2, escort responsibilities. Number 3, safety systems. Number 4, emergency procedures. Number 5, right-of-way. Number 6, passing. Number 7, speed limits. Number 8, trailing cables and power lines. Number 9, blasting procedures. And number 10, light vehicle traffic.
We develop our rules to make conditions as safe as possible for people who work and visit here. The first thing to learn about is pit boundaries, exactly where the pits begin and end. We've put up some signs to help you out. You can't drive in the pit if you don't have a permit. Permits are issued to people who meet the requirements and drive in the pits at least once every 2 weeks.
Kemmer Mine, you cannot drive in the pit without a permit. You need to escort visitors. Here are the things you're responsible to do.
Okay, this is our pit boundary right here.
Making sure drivers stay with their vehicles at all times. Notifying the pit supervisor of your entry and exit.
16 to 14, Rick.
Go ahead.
And signing in and out of the mine visitor's log at the main office.
A lot of what you need to do to stay safe on the road happens even before you turn the ignition key on. Go through the safety checklist and inspect your vehicle, even before you get in the driver's seat. If you find any problems, let your supervisor know so the vehicle can be tagged for repairs. The first thing you do is buckle up. Everyone driving in the mine has to wear a seatbelt. If your vehicle doesn't have one, your vehicle is downed. No one drives without a seatbelt. Basic rules for using the radio are: know what you want to say in advance and keep it brief. Listen to make sure there is no other radio traffic. Press the button and wait for the beep before you start talking. Release the button and wait for a reply.
21 to 12, Brett.
The final built-in safety systems are the horn signals. Here's what they mean. 1 blast, then wait 5 seconds before starting up. 1 blast, then wait 5 seconds before moving forward. And 1 blast, wait 5 seconds before backing up.
If you have an emergency situation and you're the first person on the scene, this is how you handle it. 066 truck. We have emergency declared. We have the fire on the 35 shovel. Operators on the ground and safe. Please hold up. It's that simple. Stay by the radio. Help is on the way.
Who has the right of way on the road? It's basically common sense. First, emergency vehicles with lights and sirens flashing have the right of way over all other traffic. Second, heavy vehicles like haul trucks, dozers, graders, and water trucks have the right of way over light vehicles like pickup trucks. There are a few special circumstances to keep in mind. In general, empty trucks yield to loaded trucks. On dumps, working dozers have the right of way. On haul roads and benches, approach working dozers, graders, and water trucks with caution.
When following a haul truck, the most important thing to remember is to stay 6 seconds back so the operator can see you. To understand why, put yourself in a haul truck driver's place. Even with big mirrors that cover blind spots, the view from the driver's seat is very limited. If you can't see my mirrors, I definitely can't see you. If you need to pass equipment, communicate first and move second. Only pass after you have made radio contact with the driver and they have confirmed that it is safe to do so.
683, Dennis.
Go ahead.
Is it clear to come around yet?
Go ahead.
Just like everywhere else, there are speed limits in the pits. When weather and visibility are good, vehicles should drive a maximum of 35 miles per hour.
When conditions are risky, you may want to slow down to stay safe.
Speed limits, like most safety issues, are a matter of common sense.
The P&H shovels working in the pits stand 7 stories high and run on 7,200 volts of electricity. This is about 65 times more voltage than your household appliances use. When driving around the shovel, there's 2 things to keep in mind. First, keep a safe distance from the loading operation. Second, look out for the trailing cable and make sure you are clear to drive under the cable crossovers and overhead power lines. Never drive over electrical cables unless you can use a cable crossover mat.
There are a few things that you need to know about blasting in the mine. First, blast areas are marked with fluorescent green cones, signs, and flags. Never enter a blast area without permission from the shooter in charge. When we are ready to initiate the blast, we will post blockers on the roads or points of access to the blast area. Never pass or go around a blocker. If you do, the blast will be aborted. Once the blast is blocked off, the shooter in charge announces the blast over the radio and requests radio silence.
We're going to have an overburden shot in Twin Creek.
The shooter then initiates the warning beacon over the radio 1 minute before the blast.
Fire in the hole.
Radio silence is maintained after the blast until the all clear is given by the shooter.
The overburden shot in Twin Creek's clear. Thanks for the help, everybody.
Driving a light vehicle in the pit requires extra attention to safety. Make sure you do your pre-shift inspection before you operate your vehicle and check to make sure your safety gear is in order. For example, a flashing green light, buggy whip, and make sure you have a two-way radio turned on and tuned to the right channel before you enter the pit area. Parking in the pit is another challenge. Never park in front of, behind, or beside a haul truck because the driver can't see you. And it could be your last mistake.
We did this doing a little stage type thing, and I wasn't expecting to be this shook up about doing this. I just backed over, and then I could hear the metal breaking, popping, and never even felt the truck. Boy, if this wasn't a real event, this guy didn't have a chance. It's not a good thing. I mean, it can happen that quick, and I hope nobody ever happens to have this experience on a live deal.
Learn the rules, and if you don't know, ask questions. And remember, do it safely or not at all. Thanks for your time.